Hello, everyone. Happy Pet Wellness Wednesday. And also importantly, happy National Puppy Day. I woke up this morning and, of course, my social media was blowing up with all of these puppies because it is National Puppy Day. So we want to celebrate our puppies today, right? As you know, this is Nash. This is not Puckadoodle Doo. And I am so excited because today, with our amazing Pet Matrix team, we are going to be talking about one of my favorite things in the entire wellness industry. And that has everything to do with cleanliness, purity, what we're introducing into our body to make sure that what we're bringing into the body of our animals is literally like a temple. So, we're going to be talking about not just what to consume, but what to very specifically look for and why. We're going to be in a wonderful free flowing conversation. And I'm going to go ahead and welcome in our citizen scientist, Mr. Will B, and our director of operations here. And we're going to have some fun going over some really important things that you guys need to be looking out for big time.
Hey, Nish.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Nish, thanks for introing.
Totally.
So I think I might have popped on here a little too early. I think you had some other stuff to talk about before jumping
I
in here,
do.
but go for it. I'm
Yeah,
on you.
I do. And actually, I want to have you on here because, we were talking last night and this morning about something really important, actually, about not just the topic of what we're going to be talking about today, but how it relates to what I'm going to be sharing here. For the past 2 weeks, we've been going over amazing testimonials, amazing experiences that dogs within our focus group have been experiencing. And one that I really love from yesterday, actually, one of our amazing dear friends, Miss Eva, posted about her little baby dog, Sammy, about how just noticing the subtleties of him on a walk with her and actually seeing that this dog had more power, more pep in its step, more energy. And that has everything to do with harmful ingredients in products and making sure that what we're giving them is supporting them, not degrading them.
Yeah,
We want to do that.
it's those little subtle things, that a lot of times we are not aware of with our dog. So, Eva was having this great experience with her dog that she hasn't had in a while, and because he's coming back to life, his cognitive function is working. He's being a dog again, and a lot of that has to do with battling oxidative stress. Okay, cleaning up everything that we're going to kind of talk about here. At Pet Matrix, we use these big words, right? Bioavailability, and we're going to talk about excipients. What is an excipient? So what I want to do, and then I'm going to let Tanisha kind of jump in here and talk a little bit more. I want to explain to everybody what an excipient is. And I'm not going to explain, I'm just going to read it to you. Okay. So you guys understand. All right. An excipient is an inactive substance that serves as the vehicle or medium for a drug or other active substance. Okay. Excipients are things like coloring agents, preservatives, and fillers. And this is extremely important when you're talking about dog supplementation because Summer's going to touch on this a little bit later in the kitchen, and that the the supplement and food industry for pets, unfortunately, is very low in regulation. Okay, they really don't hold people to a higher level, right? And that's really where Pet Matrix is stepping in to fill this void. This void, okay, that is between all of their pet lovers, like all of us here, right, and getting the proper type of supplementation without the excipients, without the fillers, right? Without all the, I like to say, we're all thriller and no filler. Okay. Everything within, okay, our product is going to thrill you and thrill your dog. Yes, Michael Jackson territory over there. But yeah, I mean, excipients play a major role in your life, and this might be the first time that you've ever even heard of the word, right? So I'm going to let Tanisha talk a little bit more about this, because she's like her alert level in regards to this is like way up, and that's why she's the director of education here.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. So, for those of you, but before I gear into here, when it comes to excipients, for me personally, as a human, I have been working very hard to live an excipient-free lifestyle for 10 plus years now. And that is why I'm very passionate about this. And when it comes to our dogs, again, like we're talking about longevity and increasing quality of life, that takes work on our part. And that work on our part basically requires us to become responsible and knowledgeable to what is out there. So the way that I'm going to format this with everybody right now is I'm going to go down the list, the bullet points of the top excipients of what we need to be looking for. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to summarize what each excipient actually contributes to. And if you're watching this live, if you're catching the replay, definitely take some notes, because there is proof in the action of writing something, of storing it in your mental log, in your memory bank. Okay. So harmful excipients to avoid. There are things like fillers. There are binders. There are disintegration aids. That's a new one. Lubricants and flow agents. There are flavoring agents. There are sweeteners. There are coloring agents, which Will mentioned. There are coating materials. There are obviously preservatives. There are gums. All of these things are added into, you name it, anything that is consumable for our animals. And what's crazy is that a lot of these excipients are also in human products. So a lot of the science that is available is actually, a mirror reflection of what's not just happening in a human body, but in an animal's body too. And the crazy thing is that because animals are so sensitive, their bodies are so much faster to react than ours. Inside their skin, inside their cells, inside their everyday operation. And as humans, if we're not in tune with our animal, we may not see it. We may not pay attention to it. And again, that's why here within the Pet Matrix, we are bringing this attention to you to be able to learn and grow, not just with us, but with your animal, with your dog.
Tanisha, that's a great point you bring up. And we've talked about this in past episodes, I guess we want to call them our Pet Wellness Wednesday. And that is that kind of the cycle, okay, and why things move faster within the dogs. It has to do with their metabolic rate, their metabolism, okay? So when we know that they age 7 to 10 years to R1, that basically is telling you, okay, that their metabolism is moving through their body. Think of it as like a cycle within their body. And so anything within that cycle is going to move 7 to 10 times faster within them than it would us, right? So, and again, remember, we're all mammals, right? So a lot of the nutritional benefits, a lot of the excipient negatives, all right, that you're going to experience is going to move that much faster through your dog. So when Eva has been using the product for her dog for maybe a week or two, and she's already seeing these drastic results, it's because, okay, we are, okay, delivering directly to the cells. The dog's immediately starting to feel it and will start to react, okay, in the ways that they can the fastest. A lot of ways they can do that is through their energy levels, right? Maybe their affection to you, they're becoming more affectionate, right? You'll start seeing drastic measures within their skin. If it's irritated, inflammation will immediately start to subside within them, their eyes, their paws, and things like that. And it will move much faster through them because of their metabolic rate. And so,
exactly.
And remember, that's just as fast positive as it is negative. So all of the negative that you're bringing into, let's say, your household environment, into your supplementation, into your food with your dogs, is going to move through them that much faster in a negative way as well. So we have to be very, very cognitive of what's really kind of going on with our
Mm.
dog, right?
Exactly. So let's go ahead and start with fillers. What is a filler? So simple, guys. And it's so annoying all at the same time. They literally are used to help increase product volume. So essentially it makes your product look fuller. It makes you look at the product as if you're actually getting value for your investment because it looks like more. And guess what? It offers no assistance to your dog. You're literally paying for the appearance of more product. That's what a filler's job is.
If it's not supplying nutritional value, okay, it's a filler. You just got to think of it that way, right? If it's not providing value, it's providing filler. And then filler so that your dog feels full. Okay. That's it. Like when you're talking about kibble and things like that, they're flooded with filler. So your dog feels full, but the nutritional value is so low for them that all of a sudden it creates all these other issues.
Exactly. Then we have binders. Binders are essentially what makes a tablet very hard. So when I first started out in the nutraceutical space back in late 2012, my mentor had a wonderful manufacturing facility, meeting all the standards. And this was one of the biggest things that he ever educated us on was excipients. And say hi, Nash. And what he would tell us, in his experience of using binders and being exposed to that before formulating his own company was when you are actually creating a tablet, think about it for a second. You're taking all these nutrients, okay, whatever form they're in a powder, and you're massively compressing them and you're trying to fit all this nutritional value into a tablet. And it requires thousands of tons of pressure to be able to do that. Okay. And then think about ingestion. When you consume it, now your body has to somehow find the metabolic reserve to not only break it down, but to try to absorb all of it. It doesn't happen at all.
So what happens? What happens to the rest of it, Nish?
Excreted, not used, stored
somewhere in the body, fat, right? Stored as fat.
The liver.
Overproduction of enzymes, because look at the body wants to do it, right? It wants to break it down. That's its job. It's got a job to do. All right. And it tries to perform that job. But unfortunately, we can over process our organs, by overfilling it with these excipients, which happens on a daily basis to literally probably 90% of the population. And I would say out of that 90%, probably 60% of them don't even know they're really doing it and don't even know the real damage that they're causing their animals, their dogs.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, another thing that is a waste of money because your dog doesn't even utilize it at all in its body whatsoever.
Causing more harm than good. And that's a problem.
Exactly. So then we have disintegration aids. That's a big fancy word. What is that? That is actually something that creates swelling in the gut. So it's put in the food. So let's kibble. What happens if you put kibble in a bowl of water? It swells up, right? You see it swell and expand. That's the disintegration aid at work. But then what happens is that it swells up, which creates a level of fullness, and then it breaks apart. So it's literally made to swell and break apart. And what's crazy is that disintegration aids are actually associated with creating situations that are asthmatic, allergy reactions, and they're plaque forming. So pretty sure I don't want any of my animals or dogs to consume that. Just saying.
Yeah, just saying, I mean, and that's the thing. That's really what we're talking about. Okay. It's like, look, if you don't have choices, then you just try and choose a lesser of two evils. But now there's choices. Okay. And especially with Pet Matrix coming on the scene. Okay. Now you have real choices, no filler. Okay. You'll notice on our containers. Okay. It says inactive ingredients, none. Okay. All of our ingredients, provide nutritional value. okay, to your pet, specifically designed for the ailment that you choose and whatever product you choose. Or if you're going for that to unlock your own superhero dog, all three of the products really kind of attack, right, the areas that are really neglected. Okay, really neglected, and you'll start seeing that energy, that life, that vibrancy, your dog back, which is what we're all looking for. So, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, then we have lubricants and flow agents. And, lubricants and flow agents, you kind of get the assumption of what they do. They help smooth and speed up the manufacturing process within machinery. But here's the thing. Okay, they speed up production essentially. But what they do for you is or your animal, is they suppress the immune system and they create indigestion. One of the most common ones that is found is actually magnesium stearate, along with silica, which is like beach sand, just so you know. Kind of crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild where they get these excipients from and how they find ways to speed up production. So pretty sure that I, again, don't want to put anything that is going to suppress my dog's immune system when the whole point of feeding it food is to be lively and energetic. And I definitely don't want a dog that experiences indigestion, because that's not fun either.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, if you've ever had your dog, okay, who has those issues, all right, that's never fun as a parent to be dealing with.
No.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on some excipients here that you should be looking out for within your dog food products, within your pet supplement products, and things like that. And the first one I want to say, which is widely used, is brewer's yeast.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing to understand about brewer's yeast is that it is it's not gluten-free. Obviously, yeast got gluten. Okay. So, we don't want to be, giving our dogs gluten. All right. So that's the first thing. Some other excipients that you want to be watching out for. And what I'm doing is I'm reading off the list so that we're not, just giving our opinion on something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the list is pretty expansive, but I'm just going to give you some of the top ones. Obviously, the brewer's yeast. Okay. It's controversial, okay, because it does have some nutritional value. It's not a true excipient. Okay. But we don't want to be giving our dogs gluten. Okay. So why do we want to be giving them brewer's yeast? Right.
Nor do we want to be feeding yeast as well.
Yeah. Look, if it's something we can avoid, then we avoid it. Right. If it's non-avoidable, then okay. But now it's avoidable. All right. Yeah. So now there's no excuse over there. All right. White flour, for obvious reasons. We all know we don't even want to be eating white flour. Okay. Meat meal, or any type of meal that you see within there. Okay. Trust me, there's no meat and it's not a real meal. Okay. It's filler.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Artificial food coloring, corn syrup. All right. Lots of, they use these things for flavoring. Okay. For binders, things like Tanisha was talking about. Rendered fat, vegetable oil, right? We don't want to be just feeding the dogs vegetable oil. We don't want to be overtaxing their liver. Okay, that's just more for them to break down. And we all know that our dog's liver is small enough to begin with. And farmed salmon, okay? You want wild salmon, okay? I know you want to be talking about the omegas and all that kind of good stuff. And there's other places to be getting omega like 6 and omega 3s. But if you are doing that and you're feeding salmon, you don't want farmed salmon, okay? So I just want to kind of throw that out there. And is there anything else, Tanisha, that you wanted to add in here before we get into the kitchen?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll hit this real quick, you guys. Yeah. And these are real simple things to very easily visually see. We don't want anything that is any crazy fluorescent, fake shiny looking, paint, or what do they call it? A shellac. Yes, shellac. Thank you. There are actual supplements in the pet industry that are shiny and colorful that look like shellac, like paint. We don't want those things. Those create taxation. We don't want coloring agents. We don't want anything that is going to feed disorder in the body, which is why we've given you guys a really amazing, extensive list here today.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tanisha.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always incredible value added. We appreciate you. I'm
Love
sure
it.
everybody watching is appreciate you. If you're catching us on the replay, again, Tanisha, our Director of Education. Thanks so much, Tanisha.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick it over to Summer now in the kitchen, and she's going to talk a little bit more about this subject matter. Hey, Summer.
Say hi. Hi, everyone. Happy Pet Wellness Wednesday. Say hi, Bay. We're in the kitchen here enjoying some treats, some clean treats. And so, as Will mentioned, you really might think that the industry of pet supplements and pet food is as regulated as the human industry. Well, as little as the human industry is also regulated, it is definitely not where pets are concerned. Unfortunately, there aren't real governing bodies and regulatory boards that are making sure that what's in our dogs, pets, and treats is actually really good for them. Your product may say veterinary formulated, but vets can be paid for their opinion and their formulation. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's done with what's best in mind for your pet. So that's where us as parent guardians are those advocates for our furry friends. So I just want to show you a few things and to keep an eye out for, and to also go over again why when we're supplementing, we're using powder. It is the best way to give your dogs the supplements that they need, because you're really avoiding all of the things, the excipients that we learned about today, because we're not using products to keep everything bound together. We're giving just what they need. It actually came up in a topic of conversation. We are making all the new labels and all of that stuff. And when I was making the labels, we had someone question us and say, what is inactive ingredients and why does it say none? And that's really about education and us educating you as to what that means. I'll share with you that on the contrary, a leading supplement brand that also has a skin and coat formula, just like we do, they have, I counted them, 13 inactive ingredients. So I just, you go through the list and you go, well, why is that necessary? So, you get the supplements and they come in a big, huge jar, right? And now you've got such a jar for waste and you have all these things that are going to create problems. I also wanted to share with you one of my top ingredients to look for and that you want to avoid, and not just in your own in your dog's food, but in also your own. And that is cellulose. Cellulose is in fact sawdust. It's wood, and your body and nor your dog's body are not designed to digest wood chips and cellulose. So that is a key ingredient. As far as products are concerned for humans, you can find it in all pretty much shredded cheese. So that was a big one for us to cut out, but it does make all the difference. So here's a few ways you can get treats. These happen to be freeze-dried green tripe. Tripe is excellent. We've talked about it before. It's an excellent probiotic for them, or prebiotic actually. It acts to help build that structure inside their gut. So look, they're handy here. They're non-GMO and they're simple single ingredient. So you can find them as long as you're looking, right? Here's another excellent supplement. This is a sea kelp. It's something that we don't make. We don't have a reason to right now. It's not a problem we're solving. It's an excellent product. It's a source of iodine for the dog. So we put this on Bay's food along with the powder supplements. And again, it's single ingredient. It serves a nutritional purpose and there aren't any additional fillers or anything. And so I was at the gym the other day at yoga. One of my fellow yogis is also in our focus group. And he also shared an awesome story with me about the success he's having. He has a 16-year-old dog and she's getting up there. She's been in a lot of pain. And when we checked in the other day, he told me that she started wagging her tail again. And she hadn't been doing it. She's been just in a lot of pain, and wagging her tail, as we all know, is one of the ways they show us that they're feeling good and they're happy. So that was super exciting to hear. And in our conversation, we talked about the way that we deliver the compounds because, for him, the dog doesn't necessarily finish all of her food in the morning. And, so he's wanting to make sure she gets a full dose. And the thing that he was like, yeah, hey, are you maybe going to make it in a pill? And so then I had an educational conversation with him to let him know the reason why we go the powder direction, because it is the best way to do it. We can do it with no compounds and no fillers, no things that aren't necessary, only all good nutritional things that are making an impact. So that is why. So if you are one of those who, you're putting the powders and things on your dog's food and they need a little extra umph, the grass-fed bovine collagen is so amazing. A few tablespoons of warm water in there, stir it up together, and all of a sudden they have this yummy, unctuous gravy in their food, and they'll slop it all up. Or we can make treats in it like we showed you last week. So there is a method to our madness. And like Will said, we're all thriller and no filler over here at Pet Matrix. So thanks again for joining us in the kitchen and sharing these amazing benefits with your pet.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Summer. Appreciate that. You might be thinking, well, what do you need more supplements? You need it. Well, look, okay. We are interested in the well-rounded health and well-being of our dog. And there are some great whole food type of supplements, okay, where they take it and they like freeze dry it down, and then we can add that. So we're getting like the whole plant within these supplements. And that's what we look out for when we're looking to add something outside of the Pet Matrix offering of products. So thank you so much for that. And I will bring you back on in just a minute here. Well, we really are trying to deliver nothing but that thriller to your dog. Okay. And we've had many conversations with people about, where are you guys at? Are you ready to launch? Do we have some products? All right. And those of you joining us, right now that we have a friends and family offering of our product line. Okay. You might've seen something like this up on the site, okay, or up on the Facebook page. Now, I want you to remember that this is a limited time only, okay? Just kind of like you got to think about this a special offering, right, to friends and family, people who are here supporting us, people who are, really getting behind Pet Matrix. And so we want to offer you something special in regards to pricing, right? And so understand that the pricing that you see there, right, even the retail pricing is a major discount. All right. That is not going to be reflective of our premium brand supplements once we have our pricing down. So the pricing that you're getting even before the discount is already discounted. And as you can see, the longer you get into the program with us, the bigger the benefit. We're literally giving you our wholesale pricing for a 2-year supply. Now, I want you to think about a 2-year supply is not just a 2-year supply for your one dog. If you have 2 dogs, that's a 1-year supply for each of the dogs. Okay. And we did have this question. Well, because some of you, I think our oldest dog within this, within the focus group is like 16 years old. Okay. It's older, right? That's what happens. And, he asked, well, what happens if my dog passes away? Well, a couple of things. Number one, if you are going to be getting another dog, okay, a lot of times a transitional dog is great, okay, as your one dog is, kind of getting ready to pass on, gives them that extra kind of spark of life, energy, okay, heat, all these transferable things that we don't necessarily correlate as health are very healthy. There's a reason why your dog wants to lay next to you. There's a reason why your dog stares at you. Remember the oxytocin that's released, okay, within your dog's brain, okay, as well as yours, the hormone that's released, and that is the love or the bonding hormone. And they need that. And they can get that as well from a transitional dog. Now, if you can't have a transitional dog, it's fine to get one later. That product can be transferred over to your other dog. Now, if for some reason you're not going to be getting another dog, then obviously we will be looking to refund you the rest of those funds. So you don't have to worry about any of that. All right. We'll make sure that everybody is taken care of, including your wallet. All right. So please get on the packages. All right. Because they are going to be no longer available in these discounted packages for friends and family after April 18th. It's a hard cutoff, okay, at that time, because we should have our pricing and be in the market. Now, we will offer other discounts, but just not at this level. So I just want to make sure everyone understands, okay? Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We appreciate all of your time that you're taking, not just for yourself, but for your pet. And we thank you for showing up and supporting the Petmatrix family. We do think of you as family. We think of your dogs and your pets as family as well. And there will be a day where we'll be having meetups and we'll all be able to get together very soon. So thank you very much for joining us. And tune in next Wednesday. All right. We're going to be starting the giveaways next Wednesday. Okay. So keep a list of friends and family that you might want to invite to that might want to experience the product and win a free product. And the way we're going to be doing it is if the person you invite wins product, you win product as well. So that's going to be a great thing for everybody.
And we'll have our new Calm product available.
Yes. We're so excited about that. We're so excited. About that.
Yeah, we'll chat more about it because there's some really great stuff in there we want to talk about.
Excellent. Well, from the Petmatrix family, everybody, have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.